Welcome and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Today we have brought top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. To protect Donald Trump, hush money trial witness details deals with Playboy model and porn actress. Mayor Eric Adams proposes a $112 billion executive budget. Critics say it's too frugal. Dozens arrested on California campus after students in Texas detained as Gaza war protests persist. Long-awaited U.S. military aid, no silver bullet for Ukraine. Trump allies Meadows Giuliani among 18 indicted in Arizona election scheme. Planned Parenthood announces 10 million voter campaign in North Carolina for 2024 election. Kate Middleton has a new royal title that marks a first for the royal family. Heat stroke kills 30 in Thailand this year as kingdom bakes. Hamas official says group would lay down its arms if an independent Palestinian state is established. India dismisses US human rights report as deeply biased. Nadal cruises to a straight-set win over American teenager in first round of Madrid Open. And Bob Cole, the voice of hockey in Canada for a half-century, dies at 90. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. A key witness in Donald Trump's criminal trial testified Thursday about his role in hush money payments to a porn actress and a Playboy model the former president allegedly had affairs with, and Trump's plan to make sure other negative stories about him never saw the light of day. David Baker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer, said Trump at one point sought to buy the rights to Karen McDougal's allegations of a months-long affair with him, as well as other information the Enquirer had on him in its archives. Trump has denied McDougal's claims. Baker said he eventually backed out of the deal for fear he could get into legal trouble, and that when he heard about adult film star Stormy Daniels' claim of a 2006 sexual encounter with Trump, he decided he couldn't front any more cash to keep his longtime friend out of trouble. Daniels, he said, came forward as Trump's campaign was reeling from the emergence of the so-called Access Hollywood tape in the final weeks of the 2016 presidential campaign. The tape included a hot mic moment from 2005 that caught Trump, then the star of The Apprentice, saying he could kiss and grope women without their consent because when you are a star, they'll let you do it. You can do anything. He said he was told by Enquirer editor-in-chief Dylan Howard that Daniels was looking for $125,000 for her story, which he did not want to pay since he had already shelled out $180,000 to quash two other stories that could have damaged Trump's campaign. New York City Mayor Eric Adams unveiled a $111.6 billion budget proposal Wednesday that restores some previously slashed funding, buoyed in large part by better-than-expected revenue projections and a swell of savings on migrant services, but stops short of restoring all of the agency cuts instituted by the administration so far. The executive budget proposal for fiscal year 2025 is up about 2.2 billion from the 109.4 billion preliminary plan released by Adams in January and clocks in around 4 billion more than this current fiscal year's adopted budget. The proposed financial plan includes investments in the city's police department, schools, housing and cultural institutions. More than 500 million will be invested in education programs. There will be funding for all of this year's police academy classes, which Adams says will add 2,400 new recruits to the force. It reflects our core values and shows what we can accomplish with strong fiscal management and committed leadership, Adams said. Like it or not, we are doing the damn thing. We are doing the damn thing, he said. Critics should be pleased, but they are not, he said. We have maintained all along these cuts were never necessary in the first place and we have got the money to restore these cuts, so let's just do it, said New York City Council Finance Chairman Justin Brennan. Brennan says the mayor is being too frugal. The fact is tax revenue this year was more than 2 billion higher, but Adams' executive budget leaves more than 1 billion unspent. That's money that could be spent on libraries and social programs. But the mayor says the city needs to be prepared for unseen crises. The news is reported from New York City Hall by Mr. Tofader Noor of Millennium News 24 and Millennium TV USA. Police peacefully arrested student protesters at the University of Southern California on Wednesday, hours after police at a Texas university aggressively detained dozens in the latest clashes between law enforcement and those protesting the Israel-Hamas war on campuses nationwide. While tensions rose between police and protesters at USC earlier in the day, in the evening a few dozen demonstrators standing in a circle with locked arms were detained one by one without incident. Police officers encircled the dwindling group, which sat in defiance of an earlier warning to disperse or be arrested. Beyond the police line, hundreds of onlookers watched as helicopters buzzed overhead. The school closed the campus, while universities struggling to defuse unrest have quickly turned to law enforcement. The arrests in California were in sharp contrast to the chaos that ensued just hours earlier at the University of Texas at Austin. Hundreds of local and state police, including some on horseback and holding batons, pushed into protesters, at one point sending some tumbling into the street. Officers made 34 arrests at the behest of the university and Texas Governor Greg Abbott, according to the State Department of Public Safety. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. The United States is the first to acknowledge that its long-awaited $61 billion aid package for Ukraine is not a silver bullet. As weapons and ammunition are rushed to the country, other issues such as manpower shortages in Kiev's struggling military have come to the fore. Meanwhile, the months-long delay in passing the aid package caused by wrangling among U.S. lawmakers has further weakened Ukraine's position on the battleground, according to analysts. President Joe Biden, who quickly signed the law Wednesday after it passed Congress, said the bill should have gotten there sooner. Jake Sullivan, his national security advisor, said the aid package will make a difference, but warned there is no silver bullet in this conflict. One capability is not going to be the ultimate solution, Sullivan told a White House briefing, though he added Ukraine's position in this conflict will improve, and we believe that Ukraine can and will win. Kiev has been heavily reliant on billions of dollars of U.S. military aid in its war with Russia following Moscow's full-scale invasion in February 2022. A grand jury in the state of Arizona has charged Donald Trump's chief of staff Mark Meadows, lawyer Rudy Giuliani, and 16 others for their alleged roles in trying to overturn the former United States president's loss in the 2020 election. The indictment released late on Wednesday by the state attorney general names 11 Republicans who submitted a document to Congress falsely declaring that Trump had won the key state in 2020. They include the former state party chair, a 2022 U.S. Senate candidate, and 2 sitting state lawmakers. They are charged with 9 counts each of conspiracy, fraud, and forgery. The identities of the 7 others, including Giuliani and Meadows, were redacted by the Attorney General because they had not yet been officially served with the documents, but they were easily identifiable based on their descriptions. The indictment mentions the chief of staff in 2020, the position Meadows held in the Trump White House at that time. Trump himself was not charged but was referred to as an unindicted co-conspirator. Abortion continues to be a key part of Democrats' election playbook in North Carolina, which for 2024 will include what abortion rights advocates call an unprecedented investment in get-out-the-vote efforts. Planned Parenthood-affiliated groups in North Carolina announced on Thursday a $10 million campaign in the state that largely focuses on persuading people concerned about narrowing abortion access to vote in November. The spend, according to representatives for Planned Parenthood Votes and Planned Parenthood Action PAC North Carolina, attempts to end both a GOP supermajority at the General Assembly that enacted new abortion limits last year and to defeat Republican gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson, who wants the law to become more restrictive. The $10 million marks the largest campaign investment ever made by Planned Parenthood entities in North Carolina. Planned Parenthood Votes spokesperson Emily Thompson said, "Our goal is clear: to protect abortion access in North Carolina, we must ensure voters know abortion is on the ballot this year," Thompson said at a news conference near the state legislative building. The money will pay for digital advertising, phone banking, mailers, and media programming on college campuses. It will also support Planned Parenthood's canvassing goal of knocking on 1 million doors in the state before the election, Thompson said. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. King Charles III has given Catherine, Princess of Wales, a new title that marks a first in the history of the British royal family. The palace announced a new list of honors on St. George's Day on April 23, which included naming the former Kate Middleton a Royal Companion of the Order of the Companions of Honor. The daughter-in-law of the king is the first member of the royal family to ever be appointed to the Companions of Honor. The Order of the Companions of Honor was founded by King George V in 1917 to recognize outstanding achievements in the arts, sciences, medicine, and public service, according to the royal family's website. Its current 65 members include politicians, singers, scientists, novelists, actors, and athletes such as Elton John, Paul McCartney, and J.K. Rowling. The new title is the latest sign of support between the King and Princess of Wales, who announced in March that she is being treated for cancer. Charles is also undergoing cancer treatment. Thailand issued fresh warnings about scorching hot weather on Thursday as the government said heat stroke has already killed at least 30 people this year. City authorities in Bangkok gave an extreme heat warning as the heat index was expected to rise above 52 degrees Celsius. Temperatures in the concrete sprawl of the Thai capital hit 40.1 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, and similar levels were forecast for Thursday. A wave of exceptionally hot weather has blasted parts of South and Southeast Asia this week, prompting schools across the Philippines to suspend classes and worshippers in Bangladesh to pray for rain. The heat index, a measure of what the temperature feels like taking into account humidity, wind speed, and other factors, was at an extremely dangerous level in Bangkok, the city's environment department warned. A top Hamas political official told the Associated Press the Islamic militant group is willing to agree to a truce of 5 years or more with Israel and that it would lay down its weapons and convert into a political party if an independent Palestinian state is established along pre-1967 borders. The comments by Khalil al-Hayya in an interview Wednesday came amid a stalemate in months of talks for a ceasefire in Gaza. The suggestion that Hamas would disarm appeared to be a significant concession by the militant group officially committed to Israel's destruction, but it's unlikely Israel would consider such a scenario. It has vowed to crush Hamas following the deadly October 7 attacks that triggered the war, and its current leadership is adamantly opposed to the creation of a Palestinian state on lands Israel captured in the 1967 Mideast War. Al-Hayya, a high-ranking Hamas official who has represented the Palestinian militants in negotiations for a ceasefire and hostage exchange, struck a sometimes defiant and other times conciliatory tone. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. New Delhi said on Thursday it does not attach any value to a US State Department report critical of human rights in India and called it deeply biased. The annual human rights assessment released earlier this week found significant abuses in India's northeastern Manipur state last year and attacks on minorities, journalists, and dissenting voices in the rest of the country. Asked about it, Indian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ranthir Jaiswal told journalists on Thursday that the report, as per our understanding, is deeply biased and reflects a very poor understanding of India. We attach no value to it and urge you to also do the same, Jaiswal said, responding to a question about the growing protests on US university campuses against Israel's offensive in Gaza that has killed more than 33,000 people. Jaiswal said that there has to be the right balance between freedom of expression, sense of responsibility, and public safety and order. He added that democracies in particular should display this understanding in regard to other fellow democracies. After all, we are all judged by what we do at home and not what we say abroad. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 17,731.56. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 26.52 points or 0.15%. Tokyo stock close price is 37,628.48. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 831.60 points or 2.16%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,052.90. The Shanghai index is increased by 8.08 points or 0.27%. Hong Kong stock close price is 17,284.54. The Hang Seng index is increased by 83.27 points or 0.48%. Bombay stock close price is 74,339.44. The Sensex index is increased by 486.50 points or 0.66%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Rafael Nadal didn't need much effort as he cruised to a 6-1, 6-0 victory over American teenager Darwin Blanche in the first round of the Madrid Open on Thursday. Nadal looked in good form for just his third competitive match since returning from his latest injury layoff. He had made his return in Barcelona last week, losing in the second round to Alex de Minaur, who will also be his second-round opponent in Madrid on Saturday. I hope I can give my best and be competitive against de Minaur, Nadal said. Every time I have the chance to be on court in this amazing stadium with an unconditional supportive crowd, it means a lot to me. Just trying to enjoy every moment. Tomorrow, one more day of practice here and then after tomorrow on court again. That makes me feel great. The 37-year-old Nadal was in control from the start against the 16-year-old wildcard entry, closing the match in just over 1 hour at the Caja Mexica Center Court in the Spanish capital. The encounter marked the largest age gap between two opponents at an ATP 1000 tournament. Blanche, playing only in his second ATP Tour match, made 27 unforced errors. Nadal never faced a breakpoint. Bob Cole, the voice of hockey in Canada for a half-century, who served as the soundtrack for some of the national sport's biggest moments, has died. He was 90. Friend and fellow broadcaster John Shannon said Cole died Wednesday night in his hometown of St. John's, the capital of the Canadian province of Newfoundland and Labrador. The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, the network for which Cole worked, announced his death Thursday, adding daughter Megan said her father had been healthy up until the very end. He is such a legend, such a great man, said Colorado Senator Nathan McKinnon, a Nova Scotia native. I have met him a few times over the years. At charity golf tournaments in Halifax, he would come out and support Atlantic Canadians. Amazing person, super funny, just a great guy, and obviously some of the best calls of all time. Known for his "Oh Baby" catchphrase, Cole called some iconic games as part of CBC's Hockey Night in Canada. His distinctive play-by-play style added even more flavor to the 1972 Summit Series between Canada and the Soviet Union, the 2002 Olympic final in Salt Lake City, and numerous Stanley Cup finals. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. To protect Donald Trump, hush money trial witness details deals with Playboy model and porn actress. Mayor Eric Adams proposes a $112 billion executive budget. Critics say it's too frugal. Dozens arrested on California campus after students in Texas detained as Gaza war protests persist. Long-awaited U.S. military aid, no silver bullet for Ukraine. Trump allies Meadows Giuliani among 18 indicted in Arizona election scheme. Planned Parenthood announces 10 million voter campaign in North Carolina for 2024 election. Kate Middleton has a new royal title that marks a first for the royal family. Heat stroke kills 30 in Thailand this year as kingdom bakes. Hamas official says group would lay down its arms if an independent Palestinian state is established. India dismisses US human rights report as deeply biased. Nadal cruises to a straight-set win over American teenager in first round of Madrid Open. And Bob Cole, the voice of hockey in Canada for a half-century, dies at 90. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our website. Our website address is www.millenniumnews24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jadoo TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.